Wonderful. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the May meeting of the Coordinated Entry Committee. We will go ahead and get kicked off here today. As always, we start our meeting here. I will share my screen. Okay. Alex, can you make me like a co-host or like allow sharing? Because I just went to go try and share and it said that it was turned off.
Yes.
Thank you. And while Alex does that, I'll keep us moving. As always, we start kind of grounded in our context and theory of change. So welcome, everybody. The KCRHA Coordinated Entry Committee starts with reading the KCRHA theory of change, which is if we create a homelessness response system that centers the voices of people with lived experience of homelessness, then we can focus on responding to needs and eliminating inequities to end homelessness. The context for the Coordinated Entry Committee is outlined in the King County Continuum of Care Charter. The Coordinated Entry Committee will oversee policies and procedures related to coordinated entry in King County. The CEC will be responsible for identifying and approving policies and procedures that guide the coordinated entry system. King County Regional Homelessness Authority staff will be responsible for implementation of those policies and procedures. The next piece that I'd like to read to continue to ground us in our introduction is our land acknowledgement. So we acknowledge that King County is located on the unceded traditional land of the Coast Salish peoples. We honor this land and its people, past and present, and we are committed to directing funding and resources to organizations led by and in support of Native and Indigenous people. Wonderful. Okay, and then
Roll call before you hop into the. Sorry, did you want me to do roll call before you hop into the agenda items?
Yes, thanks, Alex.
Okay, Devin Koenig-Cease.
Present.
Thank you. Noah Fay.
Present.
Thanks. Eddie Malik Mahon.
Present.
Okay, Martha Linder. Martha Linder.
She is here,
Okay,
but I
here.
just wonder if she's having technical issues.
Yeah. Portia Anderson.
Here.
Thank you. Patricia Sam.
Present.
Elliot Hart. Not here. Let's see. Kelsey Beckmeyer.
Present.
Jaja Floyd. It's not here. Okay, we have 7 members present. Quorum is met. Thanks, Tom.
Great. Thanks, Alex. Okay, so actually right on time. It's 10:10. The first thing that we have on our agenda for today is I just wanted to give you all an update on the population-based leadership teams that we discussed and voted on last month. So as of today, the single adult leadership team has been convened. We've had our first meeting. And now we are in the phase of scheduling, like working on scheduling our next meeting and also having that be our bi-weekly consistent rotating meeting. So I'm still waiting on a couple of responses on a doodle poll to land on a date for our second meeting. And then from there, we'll continue to meet. The group decided when we met for our first meeting, we talked about mission, norms and expectations, and then kind of like how often the group would like to meet. And the group decided that they would like to meet every 2 weeks to make sure that they're keeping things urgency high and keeping things moving along. So we will convene as soon as I get those last couple of doodle responses in and decide on a next meeting date. So that's some progress on that one. For young adult, I have begun meeting with, there is already like a cohort coalition of young adult providers that meet. CORE's YA or the young adult work group, I've met with a couple of members of that group and have kind of extended the invitation to them, whether or not, you know, they can continue to meet like independently organized, but I have let them know that I'm interested in having myself or my team, kind of bring them formally more in to like planning with the coordinated entry team. And so I'll be joining their meeting on June 6th to kind of talk about convening also as like a more formal coordinated entry young adult leadership team. I've worked with my family coordinated entry specialist, Surya Aguilar, to collect a list of folks from the family population who I'd like to reach out to talk about convening a family leadership team as well. And for veterans, they are well organized with the King County Veterans Program and our Seattle King County VA Association. So they have the group that used to be called the Veterans Operational Leadership Team. Maybe some of you are familiar with that group. They actually recently this year voted themselves to change their name to the King County Coalition on Veterans Homelessness. And that group has continued to meet, ever since, I think probably almost 10 years now, they've been consistently meeting. And myself and members of my team have always had like a consistent presence with that group. So that's kind of, we got veterans covered there. So that's kind of my update on that initiative, to help continue to grow this kind of like really important community provider CBO input with my team as the coordinating entity, and just making sure that we're really having robust participation from our community of providers in the continuous improvement of coordinated entry. So just wanted to provide that update to you all. Any questions or kind of comments on that, or? Great. Hearing none, we can keep it moving. The other thing that I'd like to add with that too is that after I discussed this with you all last month, I think it was either here in the meeting itself or maybe through some like members of the public who were watching the meeting and then kind of reached out to us at KCRHA. We're asking about like, hey, it's great, getting some more robust community input from the provider community, community-based organizations, but also what about getting, participation from folks who are experiencing homelessness and using the system. And I think that is also like how I see it, is kind of really digging in to get some provider input. And then since we here on the coordinated entry team don't provide direct service and don't have kind of like a consistent and regular connection with folks who are utilizing services and are kind of our really like primary stakeholding group, that it's kind of like, let's get the providers in first and then work with them to see the ways that we'd like to get folks with lived experience, folks who are using the services that you all as providers are providing, whether that be like surveys, focus groups. I think that's something that I'll talk with the population-based leadership teams about for some ideas, and then bring to you all to discuss too, how we can make sure that we're getting participation from every stakeholder in our systems. So just want to make sure that to let everyone know that that's also very top of mind, high priority as well. Just kind of one thing at a time here first. So yeah. Great. Okay, well, we will keep it moving along. The next thing that we have on our agenda today is to review the applications that we have for new members of the Coordinated Entry Committee. So our Coordinated Entry Committee bylaws state that membership of this committee will be no more than 12. Portia, I'm just seeing your comment in the chat. You know what? I might have forgotten to get the agenda to Catherine for her to send to you all an email. but it is posted on our website. And what I'll do right now is I will drop that link for you all in the chat so everyone can be oriented toward it.
For what it's worth, I couldn't find the CE committee listed on Case Rachel's website anymore. I can only see the COC board and the governing board.
Really?
Maybe?
That may be going to the wrong, the website's a little funky. So if you click on the COC board, you have to go through the HUD website link, or sorry, I'm still drinking my coffee. You have to go to the COC page, and there it lists the COC board, the System Performance Committee, and the Coordinated Entry Committee. Our comms team is working on updating the website so it's easier to get to everything, because that's a little convoluted. But that's why. So if you go to the boards and committees page, it's only the governing board and the coordinated continuum of care board.
Good to know. I see that. Thank you.
Yeah, and
Thanks.
Portia, while Kelsey was just outlining that, I was just sharing on my screen too. I of course have our coordinated entry, website bookmarked on my browser. But then if I go to resources, like Kelsey said, HUD Continuum of Care, and scroll down right here. So I know I realize we've been buried, but we'll, like Kelsey said, we have a growing comms team. They just hired a new person to that team too. So we'll collaborate with them, but we have our agenda right here. Okay. Stop sharing this screen, and then I'm going to share. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry, everyone. Or what? Wait, was I sharing? Am I sharing this like work group application? Is that what people are seeing?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay, sharing the right one. Okay, great. Yeah, I am gonna lean a little bit here on Alex and Kelsey to help facilitate this process. Since I am more novice to kind of leading some parliamentary procedure, Robert's rules for voting and nominating folks and voting on these things. So we have, but what I'll do to kind of ground us at first is, and Catherine, Kelsey, I see your hand. What Catherine outlined to you all in our message is that we have 2 open spots on our committee. And it is also in the Coordinated Entry Committee's bylaws to say that we must have a co-chair to work in partnership with myself to help facilitate this meeting. And that co-chair must be a member of the COC board. And right now we don't have that. And so in order for us to kind of be in compliance with our bylaws, we have 2 openings. There is an application here, as Catherine pointed out. One of the applications of these 8 is one of our COC board members. And so, Kelsey, your hand's up, and I'll pass the mic to you to kind of maybe say a little bit more about how this process is going to go, though. But I think maybe folks are kind of seeing the direction that I'm going in. We have 2 openings, and we have an unmet need in our bylaws, and we have a prospective applicant who helps meet that need of our bylaws. So, Kelsey, over to you.
Thanks, Tom. So as this is a kind of first time for this committee to be reviewing nominations, and there's so many applicants, I want to just orient all of us into how we will be going about the nomination and voting process. Alex, I did request to share my screen, if you can do that.
Yep.
Thank you so much. I need to find what I'm gonna share. Let me do that and do share and do this and not have that up and okay. So I just put together a couple of visuals to provide a little bit of overview on how a nomination and voting process will work because it's a little convoluted. So want to make sure that it's clear for everybody. So as Tom brought up, the committee membership election process will include a review of applicants and discussion. So if any committee member has, strong feelings one way or another about certain applicants, raising that up, mentioning that. After a discussion and review of applicants, there'll be a nomination period. So Tom will open nominations where committee members can nominate applicants. From there, we will close nominations. And then voting on nominees will occur in the order they were nominated by committee members. That's a really key piece. And why it's key is that voting on the nominees goes on how they were nominated. So if there are 2 open seats, we will first vote on the first nominee brought up. We will review that nominee. The full committee will vote. If that nominee is approved, we then move to nominee 2. If that nominee is not approved, we still move to nominee 2. Nominee 2, we will review and do the vote. If we vote and they're not approved, we then move to nominee 3. But if we vote and they are approved, we close the voting. So if there are 4 nominees, then we have to be, there needs to be some thoughtfulness about the order of those nominees, as the 4th or 5th nominee may not be voted on. So even if someone's nominated doesn't mean they will get voted on. Any questions?
Is there a reason we do that as opposed to we vote on all of them and most votes gets it? Is it a public meeting policy or rule?
It's like a parliamentary voting process. And we are following the process that was used with our COC board. And given that we kind of cover all of the charter and rules there, we're mirroring that same voting process. Yeah.
And is it 2 open seats currently, Kelsey?
Correct. There are 2 open seats.
Did we get an answer to, I think that was Eddie's question, do we get to know which organizations they're affiliated with?
Yeah, I can share that information. I am also likely going to recuse myself from voting and nominating because I've been a part of the compiling applications and bringing in applications. So I have more information than a lot of you do, and I don't think that yeah, I that's my personal choice. But I can share organizations. Yeah.
I would vote for that too, Kelsey. I'd be in support of that option too, because then if Kelsey recuses herself, then she can help support me with this voting process as well. So that's my vote as well. I'm sorry, Portia, I think you're gonna say something else though.
No, it's okay. That makes sense. I was also wondering, like, some of the applications for region just said Washington. Is there any more information we can get besides that, or we just need to take it at face value if they put on the application?
Based on organizational information, I can probably hypothesize correct region. Yeah. And that also gives me a note to update our application form to restrict answers to what's listed. Yeah.
Kelsey,
Yes, Patricia.
I just want to clarify that there's 2 open seats. We're nominating excuse me, voting for, one is for the COC, the chair, and then the other one is for a board member.
So
Is
there,
that correct?
yes, and so the two open seats are for committee member, just plain committee members.
Oh, the two seats that we're voting
two
for is for,
seat- Yeah.
okay.
Um,
Then, so where does the chair come in? Are we doing that in a separate vote?
that would likely be at another time.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. You clarified.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And we'll do a nomination process for each seat at a
Mhm.
time. So we will open for the first available seat, and then we would do the second available seat. Yeah, we will try and make this as clear as possible when it is a little convoluted. Yeah, and I was gonna say, okay, my little final piece I just wanted to share that the order of nominations from committee members is important. So if you as a committee member feel really strongly about an applicant, nominate that applicant early. Nominations do not require a second. So if they are nominated, they are nominated. They do not require a second. And I think that's all I had. I know Tom, you wanted to go over applications, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. When we get to voting, I can pull back up that nominations sequence slide.
Thanks, Kelsey. Yes, alrighty, so we will, where am I, screen 2? We'll review these. I'd like to kind of review more rapidly, because the idea was hopefully like, we sent these to you all last week. Hopefully you've had some time to review them yourselves. I think it would be nice if we can kind of just go over high level, who the different, over the different applications review, and then we can head toward the nomination process. So our first applicant for the coordinated entry committee is someone from a faith-based organization that works with youth, young adults, families, single adults, the people experiencing chronic homelessness, survivors of domestic violence, IPV. They work with veterans, immigrants and refugees, AIAN or indigenous communities, Black or African American communities, as well as LGBTQIA Two-Spirit plus communities. They say that they are in the Washington region, so similar to what someone was asking about a moment ago. They say that they're able to commit to our, the 4 to 6 hour per month workload, and don't require an accommodation for full participation. When asked about our theory of change, they say a key strength is being able to unite community voices, mobilizing resources creatively. The other piece here, kind of like what Kelsey was mentioning, is that in one of their answers in discussing their skills, experience, and familiarity, they do say that they have worked to secure $1.5 million grant for funding in South King County at a tiny village in Kent. So I think it's reasonable to believe that this person would bring experience as a South County partner, maybe Kent, Auburn, et cetera. So it looks like they've worked with the Low Income Housing Institute as well. This person says that their interest areas are collaborative leadership, community engagement, public speaking and advocacy, and ethical decision making. This person says that their understanding of what the coordinated entry system is to ensure that all households experiencing homelessness have fair and equal access to housing resources to help them secure stable housing. So that is some of a review of our first applicant. And after that, kind of just, I will take feedback in real time. Is this exercise of kind of reviewing these applications high level like this okay, or can I even keep it even more high level?
I would just ask maybe if Kelsey could chime in afterwards to say what organization they're with, if they're with an organization.
Yep.
There's not information about exactly which organization, but they are a representative, South King County area versus Washington.
Can I ask, how many seats do we have available? 2. Okay. Yeah, I went through all the applications a couple of times, right? So I was thinking, how can we shorten even that process that you just did, Tom,
Of course.
unless other people have, need it. I was just thinking we have had them and,
Okay.
Yeah, but
you know, what I'm saying?
I hear you, but I'm wondering though, since this is a public meeting, these weren't sent out publicly, if we still need to review them at least in short, because it's a public meeting.
Well, yeah, I want to review them in short, but shorter than what we
Shorter than
did.
even what I just did.
Yeah.
That's great.
I mean, like,
I-
you don't have to read all the LGBTQ
I'm
plus,
good with that.
two-spirit, you know what I'm
So
saying?
like I said,
there.
taking feedback in real time. Got it.
Right, and if they, if we expand them a little bit so that people can read them better,
Is this?
yeah,
is this
I would
better?
say, then I would say they could self-indulge, the public is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
my feedback.
Thank you, Jaja, and we will keep it moving. So here is a person, our second application. They're a COC member. They work with also many different communities from North King County. Say that they're able to commit to the time requirements each month, don't need any accommodations to participate fully. You are all familiar with their, answers and comments on our theory of change, understanding of successful continuum of care, their skills and experience. Here are their interest areas, many interest areas. And maybe one thing that I will call out here is just what they believe their purpose to be of a coordinated entry system. So equitable access, prioritization, efficiency and resource matching, reduction in system barriers, and data-driven decision-making. These are all things that they believe are critical pieces of a well-functioning coordinated entry system. Wonderful. So that is our second applicant. And Kelsey, you can say it, but I also have the smart sheet pulled up too. This person is applying to us from Compass Housing Alliance. Is that?
No.
No, wrong one. I went in the wrong order. Sorry.
That's okay.
What
Because I think they were kind of randomized as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is someone who is with a North Seattle organization with Lake City Partners.
Got it. Okay, on to application 3. This person says that they are represent Washington. Maybe we'll find out a little bit more here in the comments. Able to commit to the work requirement, do not need any accommodations to do so. And what they say is the purpose of coordinated entry system. CE is established to oversee fair and equitable housing opportunities for those who have experienced years of housing barriers. contributing to their length of homelessness. Coordinated Entry supports Housing for All and acts as an accountability group for providers. So that is our third applicant. And Kelsey, where is this applicant from?
They are with Compass Housing Alliance.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, fourth applicant. This person is a member of the COC.
Hey,
And
really quick, when they're just clarification, when they're saying member of COC, they're not saying COC board, they're just like part of an organization that's part of the COC.
Yes, yes. Folks who are on committees or boards must be registered members of our COC.
That's right. Okay, thank you.
And Tom, I can verify. So this application will be blank as this is our COC board member is applicant 4.
And for clarity to the COC board, when working this last year to create this like unified application for the COC board itself and the work groups and committees we have, CEC, System Performance Committee, cross-cutting policy work group, decided that for members who have already submitted an application and are already like on the board, don't need to complete an entire application again since they have done it in the past. So that's the reason why it's blank.
So I understand that, but when we go public, you know what I'm saying? Do you think that will make a difference? I mean, I love it for us.
It's part of in the charter, one of the requirements of a board member is to serve on committees and work groups. So it is a board member obligation. And because of that, that's the reason that the board kind of affirmed collectively that with the single application process, the board members have already gone through kind of a rigorous application process and being voted to be representatives of the COC membership, and to fulfill their kind of obligation per the governance charter, they are welcomed and brought on to committees and work groups without having to do another application process.
Are we live?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, answer. Thank you.
Uh,
Hi.
Question about number 4 really quick though. And I'm sorry if I missed it when you were going through it, but and I can't remember from looking at it myself. Can you tell us if that person is somebody, the board member is somebody with lived experience, or are they coming from a provider or government?
Both.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Wait, both or all 3?
All.
Okay. So government,
not a
provider.
government. Provider with lived experience.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for that question, Eddie. It's a good one. Okay, applicant 5. They work for a mental health service organization. They come to us from South King County. They're able to meet the monthly requirement of time and don't need an accommodation to do so. And
Oh, hey, sorry, really quick. Can
Yeah.
you, Elliot is an attendee. He just texted me.
Okay,
Oh, I got it. I'll move him over.
thanks, Alex.
Oh, I don't see him in attendees.
Oh, he was just there. Maybe he left to come.
He's already in the
Oh,
room.
he's in. He's in
I
now.
made it. Thanks all.
Welcome, Elliot. Thanks for being here. We are just in the midst of reviewing applications for the 2 openings that we have today. So this person, the 5th application, they believe that the purpose of a coordinated entry system, the key objectives include equitable access, prioritization of needs, a streamlined process, improved coordination, data-informed decisions. And they believe that by aligning these goals, coordinated entry system promotes a more effective and compassionate approach to addressing homelessness and supporting those in crisis. So Kelsey, I'll turn it to you to say more about maybe, we know South King County, but maybe which organization this person
Yep, they, this person works with Lutheran Community Services Northwest.
Great.
Excuse me, Jaja Floyd. Is this number 5?
Yes,
Thank you.
number 5. Okay, on to number 6. This is a person with lived or living experience of homelessness. They say they represent King County. They're able to commit to the monthly time and workload and also do not need an accommodation to do so. Their statement about the purpose of coordinated entry is that CE System's purpose is to connect people experiencing homelessness to housing resources within King County. The reality is that we are existing within a system that does not have enough housing for everyone. Scarcity means that having a centralized allocation system like CE is essential to ensuring people most in need of housing are receiving those resources. And Kelsey, I don't know if you are like able to say more about maybe this is a person with lived experience, not necessarily applying from like an organization, so.
They are connected to an organization, so they do have lived experience and I believe work with Reach.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, on to the 7th applicant. Okay. This person is applying. They say that their COC member organization is not listed, but it is here from Seattle. They're able to meet the time commitment and would not require an accommodation to do so. And their statement about the purpose of coordinated entry is. I scrolled too far, sorry everyone. The intended purpose of a coordinated entry system is to provide housing equitably to people experiencing homelessness in King County. They say intended because there are flaws in the system. Not everyone has equal access to housing when a unit becomes available. They would like to find ways to help address that. And Kelsey, any more information that you're able to share about this person?
I believe that was stated in their application that they work with Emmanuel Community Services.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, and last but certainly not least, an application. They are a homeless housing service provider. The region that they represent is Seattle. They're able to commit to the time each month and do not need an accommodation to do so. Scrolling a little too far with this. Policy. Huh. Maybe on the paper one, there wasn't a particular section for coordinated entry, but oh, here we go. Sorry, everybody. Here we go. Purpose of a CE system to make homelessness brief and a rare occurrence. CE needs to balance the competing demands of making CE accessible to everyone and the complexity needed to serve everyone. So with that, I'll stop sharing my screen, and those are our 8 applicants today. And now, Kelsey, would it feel appropriate to move toward seeing if anyone from the committee would like to make a nomination for a vote?
Before that, was number 8 connected to anything?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yep. Number 8 is connected to DESC.
Thank you.
And Tom, it looks like Jaja's hand is up, so it may be a good time for any discussion that there may be.
Yes. Sorry, Jaja. I missed
Oh,
it.
that's
Yeah.
okay. I know, anyway, yeah, that's fine. Patience is virtue. And, oh, I wanted to nominate number 6, right? I wanted to go into nominations and nominate number 6. But can we
Well-
nominate more than one?
So we're gonna
Oh, there's a process?
yep, there's a process. So
Got
we'll get
you.
there, Jaja.
Thank you. Which
So,
one?
yeah. If there's any discussion, I think that would be the time right now is for any discussion.
I mean, the only thing I think I want to say is, I mean, as part of like looking at the makeup of our committee, we're kind of very Seattle focused, like in the members that are in our community, our committee right now. And so I think that we should be aware of that, try to get some voices from outside of Seattle as part of the committee.
So when you say Seattle, Eddie, do you mean like Seattle centric, north and south, or because like
Yeah.
South King County is
Right,
Where I
versus
live.
the ones that are representing kind of North King County or South King
right?
County or
That's
something
right.
like that.
Yeah, I'm right along there with you. Yeah. Thank you.
And Kelsey, sorry if I missed this, but do we know what area, number 4, the board member,
Oh,
South
Is this-
County.
South County? Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
Any other elements to discuss or?
I'll just echo. I was just gonna echo I also think looking outside of city of Seattle for representation is really important. And also just as far as I know, we don't have representation from anyone with lived experience as a refugee or immigrant. I think that that's an important perspective.
What, was there any of the applicants that actually, I mean, I know we have quite a few that have lived experience, but actually called that out, lived experience with
Yeah.
that? Because I agree with you, 100%, Devin.
One of them did call it out that they were lived experience refugee immigrant.
Yeah,
I
number
read it.
5.
Yeah,
Thank you.
number 5.
And number 5 is also from South King County, so.
Yes.
All right, are we feeling good on discussion then and maybe ready to move toward making some nominations for vote? Kelsey, I'll pass it back to you to lead, but
Great. I'm gonna just pull up the slide once more, just so everyone has that. So with nominations opening, we will begin with the first seat that is available of the 2 seats. So as nominations open, we will then do voting in order of the nomination. So please keep that in mind. We will open the nominations for the first seat. So Tom, would you like to call for nominations?
yes. Calling for any nominations for the first open seat on the Coordinated Entry Committee.
Eddie
Ed-
has,
Yeah, I'd like to nominate number 5.
Okay. Is there anyone who would like to second this nomination?
Nominations do not need seconds.
Oh, sorry.
Yep, so we're just taking nominations at this moment.
Okay. Is there a second nomination?
I second. we're still on number, we're moving to the
So
next
now,
one.
yeah, and so Jaja has her hand up, and so Jaja.
I nominate, I'm thinking it's number 6. I'm hoping I'm right.
Tom, do you want to pull up number 6 just so we can confirm?
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, number 6 is the person who works for Reach and has lived experience. Is that who you're referring to, Zaza?
Yes, thank you.
That's number 6.
Thank you.
I nominate number 1.
Okay. Number 1 was the person from a faith-based organization in South King County. Okay, Kelsey, help us out here. What's the next step?
Are there any more nominations? Final call for nominations. One more time, final call for nominations.
Yes. I wanted to nominate the one that was a refugee or immigrant. I'm sorry. I don't know which one that one was.
I believe that was nominee applicant number 5, who has been nominated by Eddie.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
And Kelsey, how many total applicants are there? Is there 6 or 7?
There are 8
8.
total.
Applicant. Okay, thank you.
Yes. We have one who is a COC board member and the others who are COC members.
Sorry, quick question. Maybe I should ask this. The one that, knowing that the board members, they also have an obligation to serve on a committee. If they don't get this, is that going to put their membership on the board at risk, so to speak?
It will not, but this committee does not currently have a board member who is serving as chair, which is part of the bylaws of the Coordinated Entry Committee. So there are also functionings of this committee that will need to be fulfilled.
Okay, but there are other board members in this committee though right now.
Correct.
Yeah, Zaza is, yeah.
From prior conversations, and Jaja, Patricia, correct me if that is incorrect.
Patricia.
Both have asked to not serve as
That's right.
as
I
co-chair
remember
at this
that now.
moment in time.
Okay.
Yeah, I did say that, but I'm
That's another conversation.
Yeah, that's
separate
another
from this,
conversation.
so
Let's
that
stay
needs to,
focused.
yep.
All right, thank
Can
you.
you repeat what you just said, Kelsey? I missed that. Heard my name. I just want to be,
That you have previously affirmed that you do not wish to be a co-chair for this committee.
well, never mentioned that being a topic of discussion for me. So scratch that and have that for another conversation.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
wanted to clarify, I've never denied or accepted anything. So thank you for clarification.
All right. All right. So final call for any nominations. Tom, I believe we can close nominations for the first available seat.
Okay, nominations are closed for the first available seat.
So for a reminder, we will now vote on the nominees. There were, correct me if I'm wrong, 3 nominees, candidate 5, candidate 6, and candidate 1. We are going to vote on each candidate in succession for this one open seat. So as you vote, should candidate 5 be voted by the majority, we will not move on to candidate 6. So please think about who you would like to vote for. You will vote yay or nay on the candidate. And we will open the voting on nominee number 1, who is candidate 5.
Sorry, really quick. We're only voting for one person though, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Only vote for one person.
And then, sorry, for nominee 2, will we go through the nomination process again?
Only if nominee 1 is not approved by a majority will then the vote continue to fill the seat.
Okay.
I think or Devin, is what you meant, like, we're voting for, like, in this slate,
Yeah.
it's like
You're
the
ch-
runner-up does not get the second opening, like, we're gonna vote.
Correct. We'll do a whole new process for the second seat.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. All right. So Alex, will you please take the roll call for nominee number 1, who is candidate 5?
Okay. Let me just grab this roll call. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Okay. Open seat number 1, candidate number 5. Okay. I just state your vote when I call your name. Devin Koenig Cease.
Vote yes.
You Noah Fay.
Yes.
Eddie Matlock Mahone.
Yes.
Martha Linder.
Yes.
There we go. Portia Anderson.
Yes.
Trisha Sam.
Yes.
Elliot Hart.
Yes.
Chelsea's recusing. Zsa Floyd. Zsa Floyd, what is your vote? Open seat number 1, candidate.
I'm sorry, Alex. I didn't realize I was on mute. Nay.
Okay.
I mean, I want them, but I want my other person.
Sherry Tillman. Sherry Tillman, what's your vote?
Nominee 5. Can you hear me?
Yep, open seat number 1, candidate number 5.
5.
So yes.
Yes.
Candidate number for open seat number 1, candidate number 5 is approved with 8 yeses, 1 no, and 1 abstain. Sorry, Kelsey, you're abstaining, right?
Correct. I abstain.
Okay.
Excellent, okay. So thank you, Alex, thank you, committee. Congratulations, we have voted to approve a coordinated entry committee applicant to the committee. And so now, should we move on to nominations for the second seat open today? Excellent, okay, Zsa.
I nominate candidate 6.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations for seat 2 today? Eddie,
I'd like to nominate number 2, North King County.
okay. Number 2 has been nominated. Are there any other nominations for seat number 2?
4.
Patricia nominates application number 4.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to keep up with the notes right here. What was the first and second nomination? Just want to make sure I have these correct.
6.
Was nominated by who?
Applicant 6 nominated by Zsa. Applicant 2 nominated by Eddie. Applicant 4, nominated by Patricia.
Can I amend that? Excuse me, I meant number 1. Sorry. Excuse me. I meant 1.
Okay, so 6 nominated by Jaja, 2 nominated by Eddie, and 1 nominated by Patricia.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Any other nominations? Last call for nominations for seat 2. Okay, hearing none, I think we are ready to move on to a vote. Kelsey or Alex?
Yep. So we will start with the votes for the first nominee, who is candidate 6. Alex, will you please do a roll call?
Yes. Okay, please state your vote when I call your name. Devin Koenig Cease,
Yes.
Noah Fay,
Yes.
Eddie Matlock Mahone.
No.
Okay, Martha Linder.
Yes.
Great. Portia Anderson.
Yes.
Was that a yes? Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. Patricia Sam.
No.
Elliot Hart.
Yes.
Kelsey's abstaining. Jaja Floyd.
Yes.
Sherry Tillman.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like open seat number 2, candidate number 6 is approved with 7 yeses, 2 nays, and 1 abstain.
Okay. All right, thank you, Alex. So congratulations, committee. We have successfully voted in 2 new members of our committee today.
Do we, when do we get to know who they are?
You know, Eddie, I was just about to ask Kelsey the same question.
Okay.
When is it appropriate, Kelsey, for us to kind of go live, to go public with who these members are?
I think that is a fine thing for us to share right now.
Okay.
So candidate 5 is Mustafa Mohammed, who is with Lutheran Community Services. And candidate 6 is Finn Rogers, and they are with Reach.
So congrats to Mustafa and to Finn. So we'll reach out to them today, post haste, and be ready to welcome them to join our committee next month. So we'll be back at full strength, full membership with 12 members next month. So that will be wonderful. I just want to say a huge thank you to Kelsey and Alex for supporting me in my first time facilitating a process like this. So really, Kelsey and Alex and Catherine Todd too. Catherine is our COC coordinator who works on Kelsey's team here at KCRHA, and she's on vacation right now. So she's been here with us for our last couple of meetings and wasn't able to be here with us this month. But she also did a lot of work to help support this application process. So yeah, thank you, Kelsey, Catherine, Alex. I really couldn't have done this without your help today. So thank you.
Happy to support.
Yeah.
Okay, our agenda was a little bit lighter today on content. It was really to get these seats filled and moved in. So we're a little bit ahead of schedule here, which is good. Other than that, just for like adjourning and for next steps, I think I just wanted to let you all know that like a bit of a progress update on some of these. Like last month when we met, I had data to present to you all on our like case conferencing performance, that kind of like nomination data. I am working hard with our research and data team here to prepare our kind of like 2024 coordinated entry evaluation data. And so that's the more like robust, full kind of data set with HMIS data about pending referrals, how many referrals it takes to fill a unit, how long units are staying open for, denial reasons, demographics associated with all those things. And so I don't have necessarily, I apologize because I don't necessarily have a projection on when I'm going to be able to share that data with you all, but I just did want to let you know that that is, high priority for like myself and my team's work plan that we have going on right now. And our goal with that is not to just get it ready to a place where we're able to share it with you for discussion, because really it's kind of like, what can we do as a committee to make decisions about policies and procedures for coordinated entry until we have that data to make these data informed decisions. And so from there, our coordinated entry policies and procedures, version 8, which is the most recent version on our website, says that not only are we supposed to present you all with that data annually, but we're also supposed to refresh and present it to you all every 120 days. So that's the goal right now, is to give you all an initial presentation and then to be able to present essentially like quarterly, essentially 120 days thereafter. So that's kind of the closing comment that I wanted to make to you all today. But other than that, unless anyone else has an item that they'd like to kind of ask a question about or discuss, I think we are ready to adjourn and to see you all next month. But Jaja.
Yes, so I want to know when we are going to nominate the chairs or co-chairs, or is my question. When?
How does next month sound? Bookmarking that for next month's meeting.
That sounds great to me. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate you.
Of course. Yeah. Okay. All right, everyone. Unless there's anything else for the good of the committee, I think we are okay here to adjourn today.
Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed day.
Everybody.
Thank you.